Hi everybody, today I'm going to talk about this upcoming mega launch, Chuan Park. So I'm going to give my personal review and also what is the likely estimated pricing and whether or not this project will make money. So I think many of you want to find out about this. Okay, without further ado, I will share screen my slides with you. Okay, so you can see this is Chuan Park, total of 916 units. It's quite a big project. And they only have 2-bedroom to 5-bedroom. So you can see that actually this developer is probably targeting at those who are buying for own stay, not so much for investment. Okay, so to show you how big this project, right, is like almost the size of 6 football field. Okay, this is how big this project is. Okay, so this is the outline of my sharing today. I will be going through like, first of all, should we even consider mega developments? Because I understand from some of my clients that they have concern about big project, like let's say if they want to buy, next time they want to rent out, will it be very competitive to rent out? And if they want to sell, will it be very competitive? So I will analyze this and let you know my analysis, whether is it worthwhile to go for big project. And next is, I'll come up with what is the estimated likely pricing for Chuan Park. And what is the safe entry price for Chuan Park that we can consider. Okay, so I will use a few methods to analyze the pricing. And after which I will give my personal rating of Chuan Park based on certain attributes that I think is very important for analyzing properties. And last but not least, I will go through my unit recommendation for Chuan Park, which I think is a good unit to consider. Okay, so let's go into the topic proper. So first of all, some disclaimer that what I'm going to share is more for educational purpose. It's not a call for you to buy or sell. Okay, so please do your own due diligence. Okay, so I'm going to use a few case studies to analyze whether is it okay to go for big projects. So I have chosen a few projects like the foreign residences, because this is, if you notice, a big project, 1410 units, and it's also at District 19. So I think it's quite a fair comparison. All right, so let's see okay, the performance of this project. You can see that, first of all, there's no unprofitable transactions, okay, which is very important because the first thing that we don't want to have is to lose money, okay? So once we know that this project we won't lose money, okay, then anything that is extra is a bonus. That means profits is a bonus, okay? So now let's analyze the profits for the forest residents. You can see that these are the average profit. You can see that 1-bedroom about 100K, 2-bedroom 200K, and so on and so forth. So okay, all are making money, not too bad. And these are the top 10 profitable transactions in the foreign residence. Okay, these are all here. So the highest profits so far is this 651,000. Next is Riverfront residences. Okay, this is 1472 units, also at District 19. So, any unprofitable transactions? No. Next, what are the profits for different types? So this is the profit. You can see that the highest profit is the bigger size units, all right, followed by the smaller one. So the smallest type is the 1-bedroom, 127,000. Top 10 profitable transactions at Riverfront is over here. Okay, highest 850,000. And next one is Affinity at Serangoon. Okay, total 1052 units, also at District 19. Any unprofitable transactions? No. And average profits for different types, same thing, all profitable. And the bigger the units, the more profits it makes. And these are the top 10 profitable transactions. Okay, highest 563,000. Sorry, 553,000. Okay, so based on this, right, I can safely say that big projects are still quite okay to go in because based on the past 3 projects launches for District 19, there are no unprofitable transactions and all are making healthy profits. So from here, we can observe that actually there's still demand, strong demand for big projects. And why is it that big projects generally make money? In my opinion, is because there are more transactions. So more transactions will push up the prices, just like in the stock market, also the same thing. And generally, big projects, you have better facilities, full condo facilities, better than those small developments. And of course, your maintenance fees will be smaller because you have more units to share the cost. Yeah, so and also big projects are more well known. A lot of people heard about this project. Like next time if you tell people you stay in Chuan Park, people will definitely know. So I think it's still worthwhile to go into big projects. Okay. But this is just a general overview, but we need to look at the numbers, because if everything's correct but the number is not right, we also don't want to go in. Okay, so how to look at the numbers? This is the estimated break-even price for Chuan Park, 2229 per square feet per plot ratio. Okay, so I basically use the break-even to analyze what is the estimated launch price. Okay, so if let's say the developer were to launch at 10% profits, it will be about this pricing: 2452, 15%, 2563, 20%, 2675, 25% is 2786. So what is the safe entry price to go in based on here? Okay, my personal opinion is that the lower the profit margin for the developer, the lower the risk for the buyers. Okay, so I use the traffic light system, the green, amber, red. So green basically means it's very safe to go in. Amber is still okay, can consider. Red is something that you have to stop and be more cautious. Okay, not saying that you cannot buy. It depends on which unit you are looking at, the facing, etc. Okay, so based on here, if let's say I think anything that is 10%, I think it's very safe to go in. Okay, just based on the break even. So if you go into a very high profit margin, right, like let's say 25% or 30 or even 30%, right? The risk is definitely higher. Not saying that you won't make money, but in the event if the market outlook is not good, and there is always a possibility that developer can drop price if let's say there is still unsold units. Okay, this has happened before, so this is something that I want everyone to be very careful. So next, how to analyze safe entry price is I use this method called gap analysis. Okay, basically is to analyze what is the gap between the nearby condos. Basically is the resale condos versus Chuan Park, to see whether this is a fair pricing to go in. So in general, right, if the gap is very big between the new and the resale, then probably the risk is high. And sometimes we can even consider the resale because probably the resale is undervalued. Yeah, so but if the gap is very small, right, then probably the new launches is a better investment. Okay, so how to analyze what is the correct gap? So from here, this is the nearby project called the Scala. Okay, this is the most recent launches in nearby Chuan Park, and this is TOP around 2013, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so basically I noticed there are some recent transactions, but it's mostly the two-bedder, and you can see that the past few transactions are all around 1,008, 1,009. So I will put it as an average 1,009 per square feet. Okay, just for simplicity for our analysis. Okay. So basically, so now this okay, I would say Scala is at 1,009, all right, per square feet. And this Chuan Park, what is the estimated pricing? So maybe we give it at 2006, okay, to see whether this is a fair pricing to go in. All right. So I don't know whether it's going to launch at 2.6, but we use 2.6 first as a gauge. Okay, so between 2.6 and 1,009, right, the gap is about 700 per square feet. Okay, so this gap seems like very big, but don't forget this is 2013, and Chuan Park is likely to be TOP around 2028. So the gap between, age gap is around 15 years. Okay, so 700 divide by 15. Okay, it will give you how many? 700 divided by 15. It give you 46. Okay, I just round out $46.7. Okay, so there's a saying that by right the age gap between properties, it should be $50 per year. Okay, so this is below 50, so it seems like it's still okay. Okay, but I'm going to do even a deeper analysis to see what is the past trend between a resale condo and a new condo, and what is the gap. Okay, to see whether is this number okay. All right, before we ascertain whether this number is a safe entry price. Okay, so now we will go into this Riverfront versus Riversail. Okay, so Riverfront versus Riversail, what is the price gap? Okay, so the price gap here is 1281 minus 1020. Basically, this is when Riverfront Residences was launched. What is the pricing for Riversail? Okay, both are nearby each other. And the price gap, okay, this is the gap, is 261. So 261, and what is the age gap? The age gap is about 7 years. So 261, you divide by 7, and it will give you about 37.3. Okay, so this is even much lower than just now the gap that we calculated. Okay, all right, but you can see based on this gap, right, and eventually Riverfront went up. Okay, and the gap seems like widened. Okay, how about Treasure at Tampines? Also one of the recent TOP project 2023 versus another older project. Okay, this one is probably quite similar to Scala versus Chuan Park because the age gap from here is about 11 years. Okay, versus the earlier example is a shorter gap. So what is the gap? Okay, so this is Treasure at Tampines 1291 minus 1111. So is the gap here is 180. All right, and the age gap is 11 years. So 180 divided by 11 is, wow, very, very small, 16.4. Okay, so this is very, very small gap. Okay, so based on this small gap, you can see that Treasure at Tampines eventually went up a lot. And this is about 1,007 per square feet. Okay, so some people may argue that, but the resale also went up, which I also agree. Generally, when property price go up, it will also go up in tandem. But this is during the period of during COVID, okay, which I think is a bit different phenomenon. Most properties during COVID went out, even including the resale. Okay, so normally, what we observe is that after resale property will start to reach a certain stagnancy, so the gap between the new and the resale will start to widen. Okay, so this case is like quite extraordinary. Okay, next we will look at ForestWoods and this Sunglade. So you can see that ForestWoods, right, is TOP 2020, Sunglade 2003. Both are around the same location, Serangoon. So the age gap is 17 years. Okay, quite far apart. And what was the price when ForestWoods was launched was 1412, and Sunglade was 1066. Okay, so what is the price gap? So the price gap here is 346. So 346 divided by 17 years. Okay. So the price gap here is only $20.4. Okay, so it's also a very narrow gap. All right. So this is what has happened in the past. So right now, just now we look at Chuan Park, right, is about $46, if I'm not wrong. So, but that is based on 2006 per square feet. So now let's look at, let's say if it's 2005 per square feet. So now if it is 2005 per square feet for Chuan Park, okay, 2005 instead of 2006. And Scala is 1009. So right now the age gap will be $600 per square feet. And if we divide by 15 years, and that will give you $40. Okay. So I think $40 is okay, maybe is looks safer to me. All right. So at this price point, I think it's still okay. But actually from here, right, I feel, in my opinion, that because of the huge gap over here, maybe there will still be potential for Scala to go up. Okay, maybe when, let's say, after Chuan Park is selling quite well, and probably when Chuan Park is fully sold or going to TOP, this will actually push up further. Yeah, so for those who can't wait for this, can also consider Scala, provided the layout is okay. Okay. Okay, next we will look at the location. Okay, so where is Chuan Park? So basically, Chuan Park is located just right smack next to this Lorong Chuan MRT, which is very good location. And if you talk about driving, it's a short drive away to the city Orchard. So I quite like this location a lot. And nearby also got a lot of nice food to eat. Okay, but basically, I think the only shortfall for this is that I don't see any shopping mall around. Probably the nearest would be next. Okay, but you can't walk there, I think. I mean, it's quite a far walk. So, yeah, only I think there's probably some cafe over here in New Tech Park. Okay, but otherwise, the location will be perfect. And how about primary school? So primary school also not bad. Okay, there are quite a lot of good school around here. This is all within 1 kilometer. Okay, I know a lot of parents, they are looking for like St. Gabriel, Yangzheng, these are some of the popular school. So with good school, good MRT station, and good centralized location, I will give it a 8 out of 10 for location. For developer track record, right, I will give it a 6 out of 10 based on the previous history of this developer. But I think they have been improving. Okay, from this Momentum Park, I see that finishing is quite good. Okay, but I still give it a 6 out of 10 because I need to be a bit critical as compared to other projects, which I think they are better ones in terms of the track record. Okay. So how about the supply in this area? Supply wise, I use our company app to dig out what are the projects within this 500 meter. Okay, this is within 500 meter. And I only select those more than 200 units because I want it to be big projects. I don't want to be those very boutique small projects. Okay, so that the comparison is fair. So I only dig out like these 4 developments, and the newest is only Scala, which is 2013. So I would say that the supply over this area is actually quite low, as in there's not many new launches around here. The latest one is about 11 years ago. Okay, so I will feel that supply wise is relatively low. So now if you have a new project, I think the demand will be quite strong. So I give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, so there is also outcoming this GLS next to Chuan Park. Okay, and this one should be under the GFS, sorry, GFA harmonization. Okay, so probably even if this land bid is lower, right, it doesn't mean that it will sell lower. So a lot of people will be anticipating that, hey, maybe I wait for this one, probably the land bid will be lower, then I can get a cheaper price. Okay, it doesn't work that way. First of all, because of GFA harmonization, there will be this 5 to 8% price increment, okay, to account for this harmonization ruling. Okay, so other than that, right, it doesn't mean that developer, if they got the land at a cheaper price, they always sell lower. Okay, this is the mistake made by a lot of buyer. Okay, so it happens before also. So the phenomenon is like that. If you are a buyer, right, you buy a property at a good buy, but during good times, will you sell low? You also won't sell low, right? You also sell at the record price. So this is how it works. Okay, and most importantly, I feel that this land this land parcel is further away from the MRT. So even if they launch at the same price, we already lock in our profits because our location is better. Yeah, so this is something for you to consider. Okay, next we talk about this transformation. So the transformation around here, right? I've done some research. This is this nearby Chuan Park. There is this new parks, amenities, and pedestrian link way to serve the Lorong Chuan community. Okay, so next time cyclists can go there and cycle. Okay, I think there will be a lot of nice park and greenery view. And also, this is future transformation. In from 2030 onwards, the Paya Lebar Air Base will be shifted. So this area, there will be a lot of probably a lot of restructuring, a lot of new buildings, commercial buildings, residential, because of the change in the prop ratio. So definitely there will be more economic activities over this area, more jobs and all that. And all this will transfer to higher potential pricing for the properties around this area. So District 19 is relatively near to this Paya Lebar Air Base. So I think there will still be upside potential from here. Okay, but I only give it the transformation 7 out of 10 rating because I feel that there are more exciting transformation elsewhere. For example, the Greater Southern Waterfront and all that. So I only give it a 7 out of 10 to be fair. And pricing wise, I don't have the exact pricing, but let's say it's going to launch at around my estimation 25 to 26. I will say that I will give it only a 7 out of 10. Okay. So overall score is 7.4. Okay, it's still not too bad. Okay, so now I will go into this unit distribution. Okay, to analyze what are the unit types over here. Okay, so you can see from here that there are only 2 beds, 2 baths. They do have 2 bed, 1 bath. Okay, so you can see that I think the developer is likely targeting all the home buyers. And about 44% are 2 bed or 2 bed plus study. 47% is a 3 bedroom, and the rest are 4 bedroom and 5 bedroom. So you can see from here, right? Actually, you can see from here, this is the low supply units over here. Okay, so I feel that there's still a lot of potential to look at this. If you have the budget to go for the bigger units, you can seriously consider the 4 and 5 bedroom, because low supply means in the future you can command a premium. Okay, this is what I think, and currently I think the phenomenon is still going towards the bigger units. Okay, if not, you can also consider the 3 bed premium. Okay, so go for the biggest unit possible, but of course must look at the pricing also, see what's the actual pricing. Okay, so I also done some research to see whether which are the unit types that are potentially more profitable. Okay, so this is one project at this Treasure at Tampines. Okay, so you can see that Treasure at Tampines, right? This is the average profits. You can see that the highest profit is the 5 bedroom. And you can see that, right, the smaller units like the 1 bedroom, the profit is the lowest, about 100 over 1,000. So basically from here, you can see the conclusion that the bigger unit types makes the most profit. Okay. And this is another project, Riverfront Residences. Let's look at the profits made by different unit types. Okay, so same thing, you notice the lowest profit is the 1 bedroom and the highest profit is the 5 bedroom. Okay, followed by the 4 bedroom and the 3 bedroom. Okay, so it's quite consistent here. How about Normanton Park, the project that was developed by Kingsford? Okay, so you can see from here, you notice it's the same phenomenon. Okay, smaller unit type, lower profit, higher, bigger unit type, higher profits. Okay, but you can see that the 3 bedroom here and the 4 bedroom are quite close lah. Okay, but I think also one thing you can notice is that the volume of transaction is not very high here. Okay, so probably it cannot really tell a full picture of it. And one reason for the low transaction volume is also because this project, a lot of the units have not met the 3 years seller's stamp duty yet. So So I think there's not so many sellers in the market yet. Yeah, so from this conclusion, right, I think generally it's still safe to go for the bigger units if possible. All right. Then next we look at the supply. Okay, what are the, because now we look at the past performance based on the estimated profits. We also need to analyze whether there are a lot of supply in this area. So we don't want to buy into the unit type where there are a lot of supply. So this will probably lower our profit potential. Okay, so I actually dig out from Property Guru, right? What are the available units for sale? The 2-bedroom within 1 kilometer radius of lorong Chuan. How many 2-bedrooms? Only for resale, resale properties, and it only gives me the result of 33. Okay, so still quite okay, quite a number of units for sale. And how about 3-bedroom? 3-bedroom also quite a number, 39. Okay. Then we look at 4-bedroom. So 4-bedroom, I noticed there's only five units for sale. Okay, with 4 bedrooms. So you can see that actually the supply is not a lot in this area for 4 bedrooms. How about 5-bedroom? 5-bedroom, well, there's no apartments for sale. So meaning that to say there's no 5 bedrooms available over this area. Okay, so probably there will be pent-out demand because those who need a 5-bedroom will have to buy from Chuan Park. So after understanding the supply, right, we also need to understand this site plan, the facing directions, and which are the units that is going to be more expensive. So from here, right, you can see that 70% are outward facing, 30% are inward facing. Okay, so my personal opinion, the best stack will be probably this, followed by this and here. So this, maybe I put in different color. Okay, so probably this area will be the more premium stack. Okay, and the second most expensive will be the inner facing stack. All right, so probably these are the inner facing stack. Okay, and sorry, this is not inner facing. Okay, so I just put again, this is the more expensive stack, and I feel the cheaper stack would be likely to be, let me use a different color. Okay, I put green color. Okay, so this bright color. So this could be likely the cheapest stack facing, in my opinion. Okay, next we look at the unit selection. Whether should we go for a premium stack or should we go for a normal stack, which is not so premium. Okay, so a lot of people will be thinking that, hey, I must buy property, I must go for the best facing, premium facing, unblocked view, landed facing. Depends on your needs and want. If you're buying for own stay, then probably go for the one that you like the most. Okay, so I have actually done a study to see whether is it always true that premium facing will get the highest profits. Okay, so this is Treasure at Tampines, and you notice that this is the pool facing unit. Okay, and this one is not a pool facing, this one is PIE facing. Okay, so naturally most people prefer non-PIE and pool facing. Okay, so that is why the developer initially sold at a higher price. Okay, so but you look at it, this owner actually only make 303,000 profit, whereas the PIE facing make about 353,000, and the timing is not too far off. Okay, about 1 month gap only. Yeah, so conclusion from here is doesn't mean that you buy best facing you make the most money. Okay, another example, this is a 2-bedroom, same thing, pool facing, bought at a higher price, PIE facing, bought at a lower price. But you see, when they come to the resale market, when they start to sell, right, the pool facing still sell higher than the PIE facing, but the PIE facing make more money. Okay, about almost 50,000 higher. Okay. And one more example that I'm going to show you. Okay, this is High Park Residence. You see the High Park Residence, right? There's a unit. The unit that I choose are similar floor level, so that is a fairer comparison. But if you notice, this is a pool facing unit. Okay, stack 57. Sorry, use a different pen. Okay, so this is stack 57. This is a pool-facing unit and also a 3-bedroom. Okay, so this is also a 3-bedroom, but slightly smaller than the other unit, 980. But they were transacted at the same pricing. This is entrance facing. Okay, so who actually make more money? Okay, after come to in the resale market or sub-sale market, actually, eventually, right, you see this set 57 is the pool-facing unit. Okay, how much profit it make? 181,000. Whereas the non-pool facing, the entrance facing, make 346,000. Okay, the profit is almost double, 165,000. Okay, for this case, I would say that one of the reason is because people prefer a bigger unit type than this. Okay, so because a lot of owners over there are buying for own stay, so they will prefer more space. So that is why this owner make more profits. So what I'm trying to say is that if given a choice between so from these 2 case study, right, or these 3 case study, I'm trying to say that actually it's not necessary to always go for premium facing, unless you are buying for own stay and you really like that view. Okay, so go for it. But if you're looking for profits, right, it not necessarily have to go for premium facing, and also have to analyze what is the gap between the premium and the non-premium facing. Okay, there's always a certain gap. So this part is what I can help you to analyze. Okay, so another thing over here is that if let's say you have 2 units, one is premium facing, one is non-premium facing, but the non-premium facing is a bigger unit. For example, a 3-bedroom premium versus a 3-bedroom classic. You can go for the 3-bedroom premium. The facing not so good, but actually the size is bigger. So this is the analogy that I'm trying to share with you here. Okay, so take note of this. Okay, so I have come to the end of this analysis on the unit type. Okay, so next I will go into this layout analysis. Okay, so you can see this is the floor plan, okay, for Chuan Park. All right, so this one is the smallest unit, the 2-bed, 2-bath, 65 square meter. All right. And this is the 2-bed, 2-bath plus study and the showroom unit. Okay. So personally, I will prefer this B2 unit. Okay. Reason is because this is this unit. This is a dumbbell layout. And if you notice, right, you can actually potentially make into 2 ensuite. Okay, because this one, if you can put a door here, and then this potentially can be your ensuite bedroom with your study inside your master room, okay, or junior suite. And you can also use this as the maybe your walk-in wardrobe. Okay. And this one, I think the study is located at this location. I find a bit awkward lah. So I actually personally would prefer this type. And also I noticed that, but one good thing about this layout is only that the dining, right, this area is more spacious. Okay, because for this layout, right, the dining area, if you notice, there's a door here. Okay, so if you put your dining table here, all right, so it may obstruct, so you cannot put a very big dining table. So this is one advantages of this layout versus the one on the left. Okay, and take note that all the 2-bedroom here are using this induction. Okay, or induction units. Okay, because this is there's no window in the kitchen. It's an open concept kitchen. Okay, so next we go into the 3-bedroom classic. Okay, so this is the smallest 3-bedroom. All right. So what do we see over here? So you can see that I will feel that this unit type, right, is actually suitable for probably startup family, young family, or families with only like 1 kid or 2 kids. It's quite suitable for them. And I quite like the layout over here in the sense that despite it being a 3-bedroom classic, right, all the bedroom size are quite decent. you can put a queen bed minimally for all the bedrooms. Okay, from what I see from here. Okay. So also you can notice that all the kitchen here are using gas stove. Okay, so you can do your heavy cooking. Okay, so this is another 3-bedroom classic. Okay, so if you have a slightly higher budget, you can consider to go for the 3-bedroom deluxe unit. Okay, this is slightly bigger than the 3-bedroom classic. But I go and study the floor plan, right? For example, this C2 versus the C1, right? C1 is this layout. Okay, this is C1, and this is C2. Okay, so this C2, mainly the difference is the foyer is bigger. Okay, and they got a bomb shelter here. And yeah, so basically, and also they have this WC for the helper. Okay, so I would think that if let's say you have a family with a helper or you have more kids, probably you can consider this because you will need more space for probably storage space. Here you can maybe do some cabinets and you have a maid toilets. Okay, or you can even convert this to be a maid's helper's room. Okay. So one thing I also noticed is that all the 3-bedroom here, right? Like for example, the 3-bedroom classic, all the master room here has a small window. Okay, small window. Including this one also has small window. Except for this layout, the C2A. Okay, don't have this small window. So it depends on whether you want to have more windows. But personally, for my opinion, right, I don't think I would want to have the small window lah. It's not it's not something that I like lah. Because I also see that a lot of, unless that window has a very good view, right? So because I sold some units before, like HDB, right? They have a small window at the master room, which a lot of people don't open it. Some of them even cover up the window. So I don't know, maybe for me it's not really useful. And personally, right, for me, I would prefer this C2A layout. Okay, this is C2A versus this C2 layout, because if you notice, right, the living and dining area here looks bigger than here. Okay, so this is slightly bigger. You see, this is slightly bigger than this. Yeah, but I think because for this layout, right, the foyer area is bigger, but this one the foyer area is smaller. But for me, right, given a choice, if around the same pricing, I will go for the C2A, which has a bigger living hall. And this is something that a lot of people like. Okay. So one thing I also want to mention is that notice there are a few stacks facing the landed is the 3-bedroom classic. Yeah, so I believe that will be probably quite expensive. And I'm quite surprised that the developer will put a 3-bedroom classic at the best facing. Okay, because normally they will put a more premium stack for the more bigger units. All right, because probably the bigger families, they have more budget, they will go for premium facing. Yeah, but in this case, there are some 3-bedroom classic. So this is the opportunity here. If let's say, for example, right? Okay, I don't know what's the pricing yet, but let's say, for example, if the 3-bedroom classic facing the landed is the same pricing as, let's say, the 3-bedroom deluxe or premium that is facing the non-premium facing, I would say you can potentially go for the bigger units. Okay, because as I showed earlier on, when you go for a bigger size unit, but the facing is not really that good, you probably have more chance to make more money in the future. Okay, because let's put it this way: if you have a bigger land plate, right? Sorry, floor plate, right? In terms of floor area, you already win already. Okay, based on the floor area by the percentage of the per square feet that you make versus a smaller unit. That is also one of the reasons why is it that the big unit always surpass the small unit in terms of profits. Okay, so for example, now you have a 500 square feet unit versus a 1000 square feet unit. Okay, both go up by, let's say, 10%. Okay, so 10% for 500 is 50,000, but 10% for 1000 square feet is 100,000. Okay, so that is the analogy that I'm trying to share with you. that the bigger the floor plate, the higher the profits potential. Okay. Okay, so next we will analyze the 3-bedroom premium. Okay, so if you notice, right, the 3-bedroom premium is the biggest 3-bedroom type, and if you notice, right, the master room is actually quite huge. Okay, it comes with this walk-in wardrobe. Okay, this area you can use it as a walk-in wardrobe. So I noticed one thing that is very important is living hall must be big and master room must be big. Okay, because I noticed some of the project that I saw before, for example, like Treasure Tampines, the Rainforest, this one is the EC. The master room are quite huge, right? And the profits made by this project are quite a lot. So this is something that a lot of buyers like. So sometimes I don't understand some developer, they make the master room very small, like a common room. Yeah, because I always feel that the one that is paying, the paymaster, right, is always the one staying in the master bedroom. So they should give more space for the master room. Okay, that's my opinion. So between the C3, C3A, and C3B, right? This one is the show unit. So which is my favorite layout? I would say probably it's the C3 and maybe a C3A. Okay. Reason is because why I like C3 is because the bomb shelter is located here. So I think that it's more convenient for people to put their storage here. Like for example, if I have a bicycle, I can put inside there. I don't need to walk for bulky items. I don't need to walk all the way in to this inside the house to put my bulky items. Okay, that is my opinion. So it will be easier for transport moving in and out. And C3A is not too bad also. Okay, they have a storeroom. The storeroom is here, and it's not a bomb shelter. Okay, so over here, right, you can also convert this to become a study. Okay, so this layout is quite versatile also. That is something that I liked. Next, we shall analyze the 4-bedroom layout. Okay, so the 4-bedroom, the master is also quite of a decent size. Okay, quite spacious. And I noticed they also have a junior master with an ensuite. Okay, so it's suitable for multi-generation family. Okay, and last but not least is the 5-bedroom layout. Okay, so 5-bedroom, I think it's quite rare over here. There's not, as I mentioned earlier, there's not many 5-bedroom available for sale in this area. So I think this will be something that probably will be in high demand in the future. Okay, so for buyers who are looking at 5-bedroom, I think can potentially consider this. And I also noticed their projects, right? For example, Jadescape, the profits over there are the highest. The average profits for 5-bedroom there, I think it's about 1 million. Okay, so it's something that quite profitable. But the only setback is that I feel that the size for this 5-bedroom is a bit small as compared to the other new launches that I've seen. Okay, so yeah, this is only the sad part about this 5-bedroom. But if really, if a family need a 5-bedroom, they will still go for this lah. Okay, so if you're okay with this configuration, okay, it's something that you can also consider. So my personal opinion is that during the actual launch, right, I think the 2 and the 3-bedroom will be more popular, okay, due to probably the content. And the 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom generally will take some time to sell. All right, it's very normal. It doesn't mean that there's no demand. Okay, the reason is because most of these buyers who buy the bigger unit, like the 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom, right, families, big families, buying for own stay, not for investment. Most of them are not buying for investment. So this group of buyers, right, are quite unique, as in they will not rent. They don't like to rent. So unless they already have a place to stay, they don't need to rent. So for that is why most of these buyers, they only enter, right, when comes to TOP, when they can collect the key, they don't need to wait. Yeah, so for buyers who don't mind to wait, right, let's say you already have a place to stay and you have extra money to actually consider this. Maybe it's for your own stay, but let's say if you make money, you can also sell it off. Yeah, so you can consider to buy it now. and then in the future you can offload it to those families who want to buy from you and they cannot rent. Okay, so this is something you can probably consider. And let's look at the facilities. Okay, so this is the facilities for Momentum Park. Sorry, not Momentum Park. For Chuan Park, okay? So for Chuan Park, right, you can see that okay, they have full condo facilities over here, 50-meter lap pool and a gym, tennis court. They also have tennis court, okay? Yeah, but I noticed they only have one tennis court here, okay, which is a bit sad lah for such a big project. Only one tennis court. If they can have two, would be better. And also one thing I noticed is that although it's a full condo facilities, as compared to this another project, right? The Momentum Park. This is the Momentum Park, also done by Kingsford. I think they have much more facilities over here. Yeah, so this is something that yeah, as compared to the Momentum Park, I think I'll prefer Momentum Park. Okay. But anyway, it's still not too bad. They have all the necessary things here. Function room, all these also have pavilion. Okay, they have different theme also. Okay, I've come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy watching this video and you have gained some value out of it. So please help me to like and subscribe and comment so that will motivate me to come out with more of such video. As you know, it's very, very taxing for me to come up with this video and a lot of research work, and also very taxing to do such a long video. So appreciate a lot for helping me to like and subscribe, and do contact me here at my number. Okay, if you need help to select the right unit for your own stay or investment, if you want to know which unit can probably make the highest profit potential in the future, okay, do reach out to me, and I hope that you can get a good ballot number on the actual day. So see you in the next video. Bye.